Well, good afternoon, everybody. Here's another one of my wonderful weather videos since so many of you were asking for them. Just because I'm sure that everybody has seen all the wonderful, colorful snowfall maps that have been showing up over the last couple days. We just got through having one clipper system sneak by to the south of us. A couple days ago, I know that we had put out, I guess, a rough snowfall forecast that kind of didn't pan out, and that's just because the models didn't do a very good job picking up on this system at all. It shifted close to about 100 miles to the south, and it caused us here in central Ohio to get nothing, while portions of southern Ohio from Cincinnati to Portsmouth all the way up to Wilmington and Chillicothe either got an inch or more. So you guys woke up with a very white morning today. Lucky you, we just had dull gray skies and a little bit of sunshine here today in central Ohio. But other than that, it really wasn't too bad of a day. It wasn't too cold. The wind wasn't as blustery as what it's been. It actually turned out to be a pretty nice winter day here in central Ohio. But that is about to change. Right now, we're going to show you some of the weather maps since that's what so many of you have been asking for. Give you a little bit of a rundown about what I've been seeing, and hopefully we'll hit another snow target again this time around. This last system, it just caught everybody by surprise. The models didn't do a very good job with it. Again, it snuck to the south. You know, a few days ago, it was looking like central Ohio was going to get quite a bit of snow. 4 to 6 inches wasn't out of the question at the time. It was trying to tap into some moisture out of the south. And, well, it quite didn't do that. It went south, and this is where we're at. I can tell you this, this coming storm system, this next Alberta Clipper, if you will, we have a lot higher confidence as models are more agreeable this go around across the board, where these last few times, man, just the difference in the amount of, how do I want to put this? One model was not the same as the next. No models could agree on what solution was going to be the solution that was going to happen. This time around, that's not the case. Almost all of the models that you're going to see me show you are almost identical to a T. I'm not going to show any of the global models, which I'm sure you probably heard the TV meteorologists say, the European model, the GFS model, the Canadian model. These are all for long-range forecasting. We're in that time frame now with under 24 hours to go until we start seeing snowflakes flying here in central Ohio. It's better to use the convective allowing models, which would be the HRRR, which is the high resolution rapid refresh model. This is for more nowcasting. Or we can come over here to the NAM 3 kilometer continental US model, which is another pretty detailed model. It's almost a simulated radar and allows us to see certain things. Oops, did not mean to do that. Let's go back to the HRR here. Make sure our time frame is right here, as we're at the most current long-range model of that one. Okay, so you're looking at the continental United States right now. Our current storm system that we are going to be looking at, that's going to be making impact with us tomorrow, is currently over here in Montana, just now dropping out of Alberta, where the low pressure is starting to form. That area of energy is going to dip across the United States here, through the Dakotas, Iowa, Illinois, and drop right down into Ohio before catching in the jet stream and wrapping back up on the East Coast and out into Canada and out into sea. So what we're going to be looking at here as this comes across the country, as it dips into Ohio, some of the global models have been hinting at the possibility that this particular clipper could catch some moisture that's being pushed up ahead of the incoming energy, which, by the way, this is coming with a cold front. That is what that energy is following down. The winds behind it are going to be extremely blustery and some pretty significant cold here for December. It's definitely going to feel like winter this weekend. Me and a few friends were looking to go ice fishing this weekend, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to yet or not. The earlier weather this week with the rain might have put a damper on that for the time being. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with the amount of snow that we get. So let's go ahead and get going here. That hasn't loaded quite yet. There we go. Now it's starting to load. Let's get an idea and watch to see what this storm does here. Again, this is the HRRR. And as you can see, our system up here is still up here, and it's starting to really get its act together as it continues to drop down across the spine of the Rockies. Coming through Iowa. We need to speed this baby up a little bit. There we go. Now we're coming into Ohio. So if I go back there just a little bit, this is just 24 hours from now. This would be at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So about 3 o'clock tomorrow, we're looking, most of western Ohio into central Ohio is probably going to be seeing snowflakes fly. Let's zoom in on that since you guys have already seen the region of where it's going to be originating from. Actually, let's just go into the local here and go for the entire state. So yeah, as you can see right here, right there's your time frame. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., western Ohio is starting to see some snow here. We'll stop it here at 4 o'clock, and by that time, yeah, we're pretty well in the thick of it here for most of Ohio. And you can see right through here, these are some heavier bands of snow inside this overall clipper system as it's moving through. We'll keep going through here. More heavy snow sets to be banding up just south of 70. And by 12 o'clock tomorrow night and Sunday morning, most of the snow is going to be on its way out of here. Now, most of the models pretty much agree with this same assessment. Now, we can go to a different model here real quick with the NAM and see if it agrees with this same outcome. Okay, so 9 a.m. right here. We're starting to see some snow on the NAM show up at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning instead of in the afternoon. This would greatly impact snowfall just because we would have more time that more snow would fall. So this would definitely up the snowfall totals in the I-70 corridor. Let's see how this one... I have not seen these models yet. These are the new up-to-date models. I have not seen them. I am diagnosing them as we are watching this together. Now, as you can see, there's some heavy snow that moves in the afternoon. These are very heavy pockets of snow. Probably going to be quite the drive if you're going to be out tomorrow afternoon going for dinner or something like that. Probably not going to be a good day to do that. Probably be a good day to get some, go to the store early in the morning and make you a good dinner at home tomorrow. Continuing through the radar here, it's still showing a lot of the heavy snow from just north of 70 down to about US 50 here in Chillicothe, maybe even down to 32 in Waverly and Piketon. So from Cincinnati on up, we're looking at some very heavy snowfall right here. Continuing through here. And yeah, about the same time frame as the HRRR, just starting to snow a lot earlier. All right, let's see what these particular models are looking at as far as... Oh, I'm going to need to move you. Let's move you up here. Let's see what they're saying as far as updated snowfall totals. Now, this particular look at this model is trying to take in what the temperature is in the atmosphere. Why is that important? The colder it is, the more drier the snow is, and the more fluffier it is. Fluffier snow will stack up a lot faster than just your normal wet snow that we're used to getting, where they tell you that 10 inches of snow equals 1 inch of rain. And I'll show you some of the more stuff that they've been talking about with snow to liquid ratios. There's a couple different models that you can see in the regional model that'll give you an idea of what that ratio is. And why it has me concerned that while we're seeing a collective 5 inches to 6 inches on this model, this particular model, this has a great potential, and I have to stress this, that way nobody is caught off guard by this. Clipper systems like this, where they are bringing extreme cold air with them, have the ability to overproduce on snow. And the reason why that is because the cold air rushes ahead of the system and it allows those snow to liquid ratios to explode. So instead of your normal about either 10, 11, 12 to 1, so it'd be 12 inches of snow to 1 inch of rain, the colder it is, well, the higher that number is going to go. Earlier today, I seen some models that were hinting Western Ohio could have 28 inches of snow to 1 inch of rain. Now, if you do the math, just a half inch of rain, that's 14 inches of snow. Now, it's all fluffy stuff and it's easy to remove, but 14 inches of snow is 14 inches of snow. I'm not saying that's what's going to fall. Please don't take that as an official forecast. It's just giving you an idea and explaining what snow to liquid ratios are. So, here on the NAM model, you can see that collectively we're anywhere from 4 to 6 inches statewide. There's a little bit of pink over here, which hints at higher than 6 inches of snow. I don't think that's not out of the realm of possibility. Just for the simple fact that there is going to be a lot of cold air coming with this clipper system. So if the cold air is able to get in fast enough, we're going to see way more snow than what the models are currently predicting. Or I'm starting to think that this is a good general idea. So based off of this model right here, 4 to 6 inches is a good bet. With higher amounts, very possible. Let's have a look at the HRRR here. And as you can see, it's showing a lot less snow, which is having me wondering if it's not taking into account the cold air that is going to be coming with it. So let me go ahead and show you what I was talking about with the snow to liquid ratios here. We'll go back to the regional outlook here. And go to the NAM. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. Now this is obviously after the snow has moved through here. I'm going to make sure that I have my timing right on when that snow is actually moving through. That was at the tail end of that snow coming through. So when will it start? Tomorrow on the NAM at 16Z. That's Zulu time. They like to meteorologists like to use the universal time, which is Zulu time. Okay, so as you can see at the onset of snow, we're right at that 12, 11, 10 to 1 liquid ratio, but look what's coming behind it. That is some cold air in the upper atmosphere, folks, that's going to be being pulled in with this snow. So let's go out a few hours, and as you can see, as that cold front moves through with that snow, we really start to jack up these rates as we get back in here. So any remaining precipitation that's on this side, wow. Look out as you get back across Indiana, back into Illinois. That's pretty significant. I mean, this is even significant in of itself. We'll continue through here, and it just keeps getting lower, which this is about the time that the snow should stop. That's just about midnight, yeah. And as you can see, as the snow's coming to an end, we're at 17 to 1. So it's possible. Let's see. We can actually take another model here, which is the how much precipitation, how much water is actually going to fall, and actually add this to math. So as you can see, anywhere from 1/3 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch maybe. And if we do the math here, and we'll use a general 15 to 1 just because we've seen such a great difference. So this is a general average. You take this 0.3, multiply that by 15 inches, and that gives us 4.5 inches. So my official forecast is I definitely think that 4 to 6 inches is more than likely what's going to happen. There's a very good chance that that is exactly what is going to happen. But I definitely want to stress, I really want to stress, that this is subject to change. just for the simple fact, as you can see as we continue on here, I mean, there could even be more lake effect snow that comes off the lakes, because we are going to be getting a northwest flow. So Lake Michigan could send even more snow showers our way that could add to our snow totals, especially as the main system is moving on through. So, to recap, tomorrow, depending on what model is right, we'll say from noon, and about a 12-hour event, noon to midnight tomorrow. Expect heavy snow. The snow is going to accumulate on the roads very quickly. So if you have anything that you need to get done tomorrow, I highly recommend getting that done sooner rather than later. Because once it starts snowing, it's going to pile on quick, and these road crews are going to have a hard time keeping up, especially as the temperature drops. Let's see how the temperatures are going to do tomorrow during this whole thing. Because as the temperatures start to drop, that is when the road salt is not going to work as well as what it should. Come on now. We'd definitely like to have some of this weather down here in the southern states, right? Alright, so we're about 29 degrees at the time of the snow starts tomorrow. And as you can see, right here, this is your cold front. On that line right there, you can pick that out in the model temperature gradient right there. And as you can see, as the snow moves in, that temperature just plummets. I mean, single-digit temperatures back over here. This is below zero back up across Iowa and southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. And some very cold temperatures over through northern Ohio and into Michigan as well. So as we continue through, and then as the day comes along tomorrow or Sunday, we will warm up into the upper teens, but it ain't going to get much warmer than that. And as you can see, this big cold air blob is going to wrap its way around to us. And Sunday is going to be very, very, very cold. I would be very surprised if we even make it past 15 degrees on Sunday. So if you're going to go sledding on Sunday, make sure the kids are dressed warm. It's going to be very cold. It is going to be blustery with winds around 20 miles an hour on Sunday. So wind chills are going to be very cold. Dress appropriately. This isn't anything that we haven't ever dealt with before. I know that they're probably going to scare us on the news. It's been cold before. We have seen 4 to 6 inches of snow before. Take it slow. Just enjoy the weather and enjoy the view. Because coming behind it, weather models have been hinting that maybe we won't get a white Christmas this year, but instead maybe a 70 or 60 degree day. So Santa might be delivering presents in shorts this year. That's not out of the question either. I'll be keeping an eye on this. The next weather models will be coming out probably around 8 o'clock tonight. I might do another weather briefing in the morning, especially if we see something significant that's changed. But until then, if you have any questions, just ask me on Facebook or send me a private message. I'll do my best to try to explain this stuff to you guys, because I understand how confusing it can be, especially when you see these guys that are paid to do this talk about this stuff, and well, it's a little nerdy, and if you don't get down on everyday person's level, you're never really going to understand it. So for the time being, 4 to 6 inches is my call, with the possibility of this being a very significant overachiever. We'll see what happens, and if weather models start to pick up on something more daunting, I'll come back and let you guys know. So have a good day, guys, and stay safe out there.